filmed this video this morning and I was starting to edit it and it just felt a little bit too structured. So I'm back and I really want this to just be literally like, you know, it's just the two of us friends sitting together and just like talking about, you know, the reality of feeling like you've kind of lost yourself and then trying to find yourself again and gain your spark back and just feel like your true self. So if you are new to my channel, I do a lot of like personal growth content and I do tend to give advice, and it is something that I feel like I'm pretty good at. However, when it comes to actually applying that advice in my own life and taking my own advice, it can get a little bit, I mean, I'm human, I struggle like everyone else, but over the past few months, I have really realized how deeply I was struggling, and just with lack of creativity and brain fog and just feeling really uninspired. And as someone that has always been very self-driven, self-motivated, really focused and, you know, just passionate, I wasn't any of those things, and I didn't know why, I didn't know what was going on, and it's taken me a really long time to gain my sparkle back, as the title says. But through doing these things that I'm gonna mention in this video, I really have started to finally feel like the brain fog is lifting and I'm coming back into my own and just really feeling like myself again. It is literally the best feeling in the world. Like the other day when I was kind of originally brainstorming for this video, it felt like I had been hibernating for like 5 months and I was finally waking up. And if you've ever experienced something like this, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. It literally just feels like, holy crap, what did I just go through? I feel like I'm finally in a place where I've fully processed everything that I needed to process, and I think that me sharing this might help some of you. I know that so many people deal with SAD or just a winter slump, or even just totally unrelated to the seasons, you may be experiencing a slump for completely different reasons. But I think especially, you know, post-pandemic, I feel like a lot of people are going through it, kind of that post-pandemic syndrome where you're trying to, you know, just navigate life again and just kind of heal from everything. I feel like the camera needs to be a little bit down. Okay, I definitely like that more. So the first thing, when I'm reflecting on the time that I've just gone through, I feel like January was almost like a false sense of, what's the word I'm looking for? Almost like a false start. It kind of felt like I was finally waking up again, and it felt like I was motivated again, and it felt like I had drive and purpose again, but it quickly faded. And February, when that, you know, rolled around, it just hit me and I was like, I literally cannot continue on the way that I've been going. And in that moment, I just decided like, okay, clearly I really need to take a break. And I think that if you are experiencing a rut, it is the hardest thing to finally just say like, I'm done, I need a minute. And I think that that was one of the best things that I did, because that time really just allowed me to actually have time to navigate what I was feeling. And that was a combination of burnout and lack of inspiration. I think that the way that my kind of seasonal affective disorder, or like the way that winter or just the darker months hit me, the first thing that goes is my creativity and my passion. And it's something that I've been trying to navigate over the past few years, because every single winter I'm more and more aware of how it impacts me. Yeah. But I'm losing my train of thought already. Great. Damn, I feel like I was on such a roll. The other day, something that this is a thing that kind of triggered my like big realization, my big moment that got me back to feeling like myself again. I sat down and I just brainstormed and planned, and I have so many videos planned out now from this point onwards till like the end of summer. And something about seeing everything that's been in your brain like just stored up there out into one single document just helps you just like feel so much clearer mentally. But I think that that could also be applied to anything that you have going on in your life. So whether that is, you know, your work, things that you need to do relating to your work, or if it's just your life in general, I think that brain dumps when it comes to habits and lifestyle and, you know, things that you want to do at some point, like anything that's in your mind, just get it out onto a document or a piece of paper, and it helps so much just free up your mental space. That was a huge thing, and it's something that I have done like every few months, but up until recently it wasn't really tapping into everything that's been in my mind. I think that that's also where journaling comes in, just like really prioritize journaling every single day, because even if you don't fully know what's going on in your mind, if you can at least try to get it out on paper, you're on the right track to figuring out your mental health and just everything that you have been feeling. That is definitely something that has helped me so much. Over the past few months, I've also been making more of an effort to just connect with people on a more frequent basis. A lot of my friends now, we are all, you know, new adults. There's something so just comforting about, you know, hanging around someone that is going through something that you're going through, experiencing something that you are experiencing, just someone that gets you and someone that's in a similar stage of life that you're in. That is something that helps so much, just knowing that my friends also don't have things figured out and are also, you know, struggling in their own ways. And also, like, you know, hearing about their successes and knowing like, okay, all is not lost, like there's hope, there is, you know, things can work out. It's just really, really, really important to have that connection, and it's something that I have really taken for granted over the past few years, thinking like, oh, I'm an introvert, I love being by myself and I don't need anyone else. But in reality, it's like we're human, and humans need connection in order to thrive, whether you're an introvert or an extrovert. Something that I did recently that has really, really helped is swapping my daytime TV show watching habit for just listening to music. And this, you know, it could be because of Coachella, and by Coachella I mean this specific performance, which, let me tell you, was such a pivotal moment. But I really just realized how much power there is in a good playlist. If there is music that makes you want to just like dance around in your room or just like belt it out in your car, just like listening to music that makes you feel excited for life, it will impact your mental health in such a positive way. It just makes you feel so good, and it's helped my motivation so much. And in the past, like when I've been working or just like doing things around the house, I would always watch shows. And while I love shows and I will obviously continue to watch shows, especially in the evening, I think holding off to kind of lean on that type of entertainment until the evening can help you just feel a little bit more motivated, because I found that when I was watching shows all day, even though I was working at the same time, it would just leave me feeling kind of sluggish. And I feel like, you know, that's kind of a given, but I don't know why it just took me so long to figure that out. To go off on a little bit of a different direction here, personally for me, I have found that I have built up so much expectation for my work, for my life, and for my future. And something that I've realized really helps is when I figure out different ways, whether that's consuming a different type of content or just consuming less content in general, or just like some internal work that I've done, anything that can help me release some of that expectation. It allows me to live in the moment more and kind of take that energy and put it towards, okay, this is getting rambly. When I can release some of the expectation, I can function better. In a nutshell, that is what I'm saying. With YouTube, I have so many expectations, and I have this idea that I need to be like all of these, you know, 30-year-old creators that I watch. Like, for example, I love Sorrel. Her videos are so well produced, and obviously she's at a different stage of life. She has a solid, you know, 10 plus years on me, and yeah, like the fact that I've been comparing myself to her in particular, but also just like other creators that are in a different place in their life than me, like I need to stop comparing myself. that is something that I'm still working on, just releasing the expectation, because I think that that's also going to allow me to connect with you guys more, because a lot of you guys are at the exact same place in your life as me. Like, we're in that sense, we are the same. We are just starting to navigate new adult life and, starting our careers and doing the things that we do. It's definitely not new information that I am a massive over planner, and I feel like for so many years now I have had my life so just perfectly outlined, and I'm just learning more and more that it's unrealistic to expect to have that much control over your life. And while I think that, my mindset, okay, I have so much in my mind right now. While it is amazing to have goals and a vision for your future, and while I think that those things have really, really helped me achieve the things that I've achieved and get to where I am today, I think that having such a rigid mindset when it comes to the future is literally just setting yourself up to feel unfulfilled. That's the word. It will just leave you feeling unfulfilled, and that's kind of been the place where I've been for so long. So that's why I feel so much better now that I'm finally making this connection in my mind. But I think the past little while, I've really just been focusing on having a fluid approach to my day-to-day life. And in turn, I have been so much happier, and I've actually been creating things that I'm much more proud of. So I think that no matter what you're doing, just if you do tend to be a future-based thinker like myself, try just for a little while, experiment by taking that energy and as best you can directing it into just the present moment. Because I think for so long my energy has been placed literally in the future on some potential reality, and I'm not putting that energy into my present reality. And I don't know if that totally makes sense, but I feel like if it translates to you, if you get it, you get it. And then also lately, as I've found myself kind of stepping back into my authentic self, my true self, myself without the weight of the rut and brain fog, I've also really been prioritizing just the basics, things like cooking really nutritious, vibrant meals, and prioritizing just like my overall health and well-being. I'm starting to focus again on my habits. I feel like when I was super motivated and super, before the rut, basically, I was able to focus so much on my health and well-being. But as I got more and more like emotionally overwhelmed and kind of started to shut down, as intense as that sounds, I just like stopped focusing on habits, and in turn I just kind of like stayed in that like stagnant brain fog mess of a state. So I'm finally starting to focus on my health and well-being again, and I think that now I'm gonna be on more of a upwards trajectory again, and really just getting my life back on track after this, what honestly seems like a 5+ month hibernation period. But yeah, I think that as I'm getting older, I'm just realizing that as I'm getting older, so much of life is kind of acknowledging and becoming more and more conscious of the patterns that you've been in or that you've been creating, and deciding, does this serve me on my journey or not? And from there, it literally just comes down to course correcting if you need to, and just navigating it as best you can. So yeah, to anyone that is watching this that is currently in a rut and you're trying to get your sparkle back, I really hope that you get out of your rut soon. I know how frustrating it is when you're in a rut and you don't feel like yourself, and you don't know how to fix it, and you don't know what caused it, and you don't know how to just like process it. So I really hope that you get through it. You're gonna get through it. You're gonna get through it. Every single hard moment that you've experienced, you have gotten through. And that is so incredibly strong of you. So give yourself some credit for that. But Anyway, if you're not subscribed already, consider subscribing. It would literally make my day, and it really does support my channel and my vision for my future. I feel like I'm off center now. Comment down below anything that you feel compelled to share with the group. Here's my Instagram and TikTok if you want to see more content from me. And with all that being said, I will talk to you soon.